What is up, everybody? Today, I want to recap this trade I took on NQ. I do want to start this video off just by saying I've already recorded this recap once, but my mic was muted. So if I skip over anything, if I seem annoyed or anything like that, it's because I've already recorded it. So it's just a little frustrating. But basically, I took this trade on NASDAQ, and I've been gone a couple weeks on YouTube, but that's just because price action in December is super slow. But this month has been amazing for me. I took, I wasn't doing too good a couple weeks ago, but I locked back in. I don't change my strategy or anything like that. I've been sticking with the same entry model, same stuff for like the last month and a half now. So I'm going to stick with that, and it's been working well. I'm trading beautifully. Even when I was messing up, it wasn't like nothing was too bad. I was just seeing the trades a little late, or my confidence wasn't there, or I just didn't have the right stop loss placement. Like each of these things was nothing huge. It was just a little bit, just little tweaks. But I've been doing a lot better recently, and so here we are, and just kind of understanding which trades are good to take and which trades are not. And something that I added to my trading, not added, but I just have been focusing on, is paying attention to my mentor's YouTube videos and doing what he says, not what he does, right? Because a lot of times he'll take a super tight stop loss and a trade on a certain position, when in the YouTube videos, like for example, on a daily open short, you should take a 20 to 30 point stop loss. He often will take it with a 10-point stop loss, and so I try to do the same, and then I get stopped out and whatever. But if I just keep doing what I learned and what I was taught, everything is good. So that's what I've been doing. Things have been good. So I kind of have a newer model now, not a newer model, just like more refinements, right? So if I'm taking a daily open trade, my stop loss is 20 to 30 points. If it's a golden pocket trade, it's going to be covering the 786. If it's a rejection block, it's like 10 points. And also, I don't really take daily open trades unless I have a strong draw on liquidity. Otherwise, I don't think those trades are good. So, and then pretty much for every other trade, I don't really want to take it unless there's a draw, or as long as there's no draw, like is trading against the draw on direction, draw on liquidity. That's not good either. So I try to avoid those things, and that's what's been helping me a lot. Other than that, I just try to take every single trade that looks good. Now, let's talk about this trade here. So first thing I want to go is on the daily time frame, just so you can kind of get a overall idea on where we're at here, because you can see we were moving to the upside pretty aggressively for a while. We had nothing to the downside. All we had in here was this big fair value gap. We had a volume imbalance. No, that's it. That's pretty much it. So no rejection blocks, nothing really in here. I mean, this was a rejection block, I guess, but you see what I'm saying? There's not a whole lot in here. So after we've already took trades off of this volume imbalance, maybe this fair value gap as well. But even this fair value gap's huge. Like, what are you gonna do? Find the midpoint maybe? Do you take it from here? Do you take it from here? Like, it's kind of rough. So after we get past this volume imbalance and this wick, we just kind of have air all the way down until we have filled this fair value gap down here, which is where I have that on my chart. So with that being said, we go into the day today, and we were showing to be pretty bearish. So with that being said, we didn't have a lot of targets to the downside. So the points of interest that we do have to look for longs from are ones that we can enter on and be okay with a loss if we lose, because okay, price is falling, but we had a really good spot right here to take a long from. We took it, and if it got stopped out, it's like, okay, that's fine. We're happy to get stopped out, because if it didn't and it did hit our take profit but we missed the trade, we would be pissed. We'd be like, damn, why would we not take that? So I've learned I have to enter trades. I'd rather sit here and lose than sit here and the trade win and me not be in it. So that's helped me. But yeah, so the only thing we had left, nothing at the time, but overnight, right? Oh my goodness, this is so frustrating because I had such a clean video the first time. But I also want to cover the indicators I use, right? Initial balance, which is going to be the first hour market open. I use ICT kill zones and pivots, which just shows me each session's highs and lows on like the 15 minute, so I can just see if we've hit different session highs or lows, right? Then I use FX4. I use this one. The only thing I use it for is previous day high, previous day low, and previous day EQ, so I don't have to keep writing it on my chart, because once you're monitoring a couple of pairs and you're just doing this all the time, it gets very tiring trying to do that each day. So it's much easier for me to just use this indicator. And then the only other one I use is Spaceman BTC key levels, and the only things that this marks out is all of my previous week high, previous week low, previous month high, previous month low, previous year high, previous year low. That's the only things. Everything else I mark out myself. So pretty much all the previous highs and lows, I just use an indicator. Everything else I mark out myself. except for obviously initial balance, session highs and lows. So just want to cover that because I've updated that since my last video. So there you go. But basically we opened, I'm going to take off this point of control for now, but basically we opened up last night right here and we just dumped pretty much and we swept out previous day low. So after we did that, again, there was like no targets to the downside. So we didn't really trade Asia session. We just kind of let price develop. And as you can see, we're here chomping on an icebreaker. But as you can see, Asia session, we put in this high up here, put in this low, and after we put in this low in London session, I really thought this would be the low of day. So it's just a nice clean low, and after we see that nice clean low and then we get this huge rally up in pre-market, I was like, okay, we can look to see what we have here. And here I go into the highest time frame, and obviously on the daily, I know there's not going to be a rejection block because it's a daily time frame and the candle has not closed. So I look for the highest time frame candle closure, which would have been right here. And at the time, we had this beautiful wick here, which would be a rejection block because we just rejected from this liquidity that we swept now, and we got a nice move to the upside. So on this candle right here, you take and find that wick. So I'll mark that out here. It's that center point, which is going to be right there. I mark it out in pink for you guys to see. That's a 4-hour rejection block. So that's what that pink line is going to be. We found it on the 4-hour. And the reason we use the 4-hour, again, is the highest time frame rejection block because the daily is not closed yet. 4-hour has. It's a clean wick. The 1 hour is not good, right? There's no rejection block here. That tiny one, it's not going to work, right? That's why we use the 4-hour. Now, if we go back down to that 1 minute time frame and look at that 4-hour rejection block, okay, look, we tapped it perfectly with a 10-point stop loss. Beautiful entry right there. We bottom ticked it, right? But just that rejection block was not enough for me. It could have been, but we didn't have a strong, like, clear drawn liquidity, so I didn't want to take just a random 4-hour rejection block. And like, again, on that daily time frame, we hadn't taken out a specific point of interest, right? We filled out volume imbalance, and then now we're just in that overall daily fair value gap. So there's no real drawn liquidity other than just filling the full fair value gap. So it makes sense for us to see a bounce here, but it doesn't make sense. Like, it's not a huge liquidity that we've taken out, so we don't need to be super aggressive on longs. So also, after we see this big move down on New York Open, that's whenever we can use the TR pocket. So we get a impulse move or just a big move down, and then we start ranging. We put in, this big move down, put in a low, and put in a high. We can use that TR pocket from the high to the low or the low to the high. And here you can see it aligns perfectly with that 4-hour rejection block, which is just beautiful. So that was two confluences with the idea we have no more real targets at the downside other than potentially maybe filling that full fair value gap, but we don't have to. And we could be seeing a bounce here. So all of those things in mind, with a beautiful, clean 4-hour rejection block aligned with a TR pocket, we can safely enter it with a 10-point stop loss because it's just a really good risk to reward in a nice area, high probability. So that's what I did. I entered on the TR pocket, stop loss 10 points below. Then once we hit a 1 to 2, which was like right here at 1 to 2, or even once we hit these range lows is what my mentor actually did. Once we hit these range lows, put that stop loss to break even, and you can see price played out to a 1 to 4. Now I actually top ticked my TP as well, and the way I did this, and I even put in my notes here, I was saying like I wanted to take my profit at the point of control right here. This is during my trade, and so then if you pull point of control from the daily open right here all the way to exactly where I was taking my profit, so at the time where the point of control was, you can see right here is where I took my profit at that point of control, and then from there we straight reversed. And now I don't know where price wants to go, but we've already made our money for the day. A nice 1 to 4 risk to reward. So I hope you guys can see that. Sorry, it was kind of cluttered here and it was kind of back and forth, but that's because I've recorded this video twice now, and so I kind of forgot what I said and what I didn't say. But I hope you guys enjoyed this, and you can see a very beautiful trade. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you executions, but I can't really show you executions. I could, but I don't feel like getting all that ready. But I can show you my account balance right here on the trade of 8. If you can load, it's over here. It's kind of small, so I can't really see, but up 948 on the day, so I did take that on the actual account. So I think that's it. If you guys have any questions, put it down below in the comments. Just want to recap this, not for you guys, not just for you guys, but for me as well. So whenever I'm kind of clouded up in the brain, I can look back on good trades and get some confidence. So Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. Stay good. This is the last day of December, so it went out on a bang. Great. Happy New Year, guys. I'll catch you guys in the new year. Drop a comment if you have any questions. Join up in the Discord. I don't make anything from it, but it's where I've been learning to trade profitably. Holy shit, I got the hiccups. Alright, I'm out. Peace. Happy New Year. I'll catch you guys